Amen. Caleb, it's all yours.
Awesome,
buddy.
awesome. I'm going to start with a little video or a little audio.
That was too high, but that's okay.
There's a chair.
The Bible says it is with the mind that we serve the Lord. It is with the mind that we serve the Lord. The mind is the battleground. It is the place where the greatest conflict is. There are more people in this room having trouble in their mind than there are people having trouble in their finances.
Let the kids sit down.
The struggle is in your mind. This is why we have people who go to bed tired and wake up tired. Slept 8 hours and you wake up still tired. The reason you wake up tired is that you got sleep but you didn't get rest. Your mind has been in turmoil all night long. You've been wrestling in your sleep. Have you ever woke up and your bed was wet? The bed is all torn just like you've been in a fight because your mind has not rested. Your body went to sleep but your mind is still caught up in a warfare. Your mind is the battleground. Touch somebody and tell them the enemy's after your mind. Out to worry you to death, out to stress you to death, out to break you down, out to make you quit, out to make you think that you can't get up, out to make you give up on your dream. The warfare is in your mind. It's not in your checkbook. It's not in your savings account. It's not on your job. The fight that you got to fight is in your mind. And if you whip it in your head, you can whip it in your checkbook. You can whip it on your job. You can whip it out of your children. But you got to try. Out of your head.
Here's that. Okay, we're gonna, if everybody would turn in their Bibles with me, whoever brought their Bible, we're gonna turn to 2 Corinthians chapter 10, and we're gonna start just reading at the first verse. 2 Corinthians 10, and then the first verse. So we're going to go ahead and start. It says, Now I, Paul, myself beseech you by the meekness and gentleness of Christ, who in presence am base among you, but being absent am bold towards you. But I beseech you that I may not be bold when I am present with the confidence, wherewith I think to be bold against some, which think of us as if we walk according to the flesh. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself in the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. So I wanted to just take a little thought tonight on the battleground. And, that video kind of just was like a little introduction just to kind of get you guys thinking about, like, just truly, Brother Branham talks about it's the greatest battle ever fought, right? So it's kind of cool to think about it, but it's also good to know kind of the battle that you're fighting. It's when you know your enemy, then you're able to fight the enemy a little bit more. So I wanted to delve in. Also turn with me in. You guys are all super familiar with this, but turn with me to Ephesians chapter 6 and verse. We'll start with verse 10, I think. It says, Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might, and put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, and against powers, and against rulers of the darkness of this world, and against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore unto you take on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. So I wanted to kind of focus on verse 11 here for a second. It says, put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. So wiles, the word wiles is devious or cunning and persuasion. That's kind of what the word means. And that's kind of what describes how the devil is described throughout the whole world. Throughout the whole word. He's very devious, and he is always looking to destroy. He like a lion coming throughout the earth. He's seeking to destroy everything we have. So how to fight against him is to understand how he fights. So there's this little thing. You guys have probably all heard about it, but it's a book. It's written called The Art of War. And the very first chapter, it talks about how all warfare is based on deception. It says, hence, when we are able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must appear inactive. And when we are near, we must take the enemy and believe that we are far away. When far away, we must take him and believe we are near. So that's kind of what the devil does, is he uses that deception, and he uses that cunningness to fight us in every way that he can. But I wanted to just take a look at this tonight and about just how complex our minds are and